Hi everyone, I want to talk about today what it means to be made in the image of God. You have heard this verse many times, but let's just revisit again and see what the scripture even mean. So Adam, as you know, it represents the all humankinds, all human beings. And when God created Adam, what was even the purpose, right? What was his intention? And one thing that I read recently in this book that I am reading, it says that what God intended for Adam, He intended for the entire human race. So, what was even God's intention? Um, Obviously, we read it in Genesis 1:26 to 28 that God wanted Adam and Eve and their descendants to have dominion over the entire earth and all the creation as we see. I'm going to read quickly this verse. And then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping things that creeps on the earth." And God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. And God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." So basically, they were supposed to rule over the earth. God didn't give away the ownership of earth to humans, but he did assign the responsibility of governing it to humanity. So we see this similar thing actually in Psalms 8 too. I'm going to quickly open it. Hope it opens on time. So it talks about humans. It says that you made him a little less than God and crowned him with glory and honor. You made him ruler over the works of your hand. So the work of your hand is God's hand, and humans were supposed to rule over those works. You put everything under his feet. Whose feet? Humans' feet. All the sheep and oxen, as well as the animals in the wild, the birds of the sky, and the fish of the sea that pass through the currents of the seas. So, God basically, even in this verse, it says the same thing that humans were supposed to rule the mankind. So, that means basically is they are going to represent God on the earth. And there is another verse, Psalms 115:16 also confirms the same thing. It says that heaven he made it for himself. I'm just rephrasing it, but the earth he assigned it to the men. But what happened? Because of God's original plan, was that they would represent humans to the earth. But Adam sinned, and because of his sin, he messed up the whole plan. And the way they were supposed to represent God on the earth, it didn't went well. And one of the things that I read here is that what it means, the Hebrew word for image is taslim. It involves the concept of shadow, a phantom, or an illusion. So illusion is something we think we see, but on a closer observation, we discover that our eyes have tricked us. So, for example, Adam was there, and the all creation were supposed to see that Adam is actually God, is made in the image of God. But when he goes nearer, he would say, "Oh, it's Adam. It is not God." And his glory, God put his glory on the humankind so he can do the things, rule the earth the way God rules it. And I was thinking about different prophets